House rich and cash poor, that's no way to be. It's like asking a man, does he want shrimp or steak? Both.
Hello and welcome to the Durham Talents channel. My name is Jesse Durham. For today's installment of our quote series, we're going to address the saying of house rich and cash poor. Now, when I think of this saying, what comes to mind for me is the conundrum of liquidity versus net worth. Sure, we could go out and procure a home, for example, and increase our net worth greatly, perhaps even. Also, if we paid cash for that home, we realize then the opposite side of that coin, which is we liquidated all of our cash, all of our liquidity to be able to acquire that home. So there's just been an exchange of values where our net worth has gone up, but we liquidated all of our capital to be able to do that. Likewise, we could make the sale of a home and perhaps see a drop in our net worth. Let's say there was a home that still had a mortgage on it, so it had some value, but we still owed some on it. And we could overall have a drop in our net worth and have liquidity, have capital on hand from the sale of a home. And maybe those numbers are the same, maybe they're different. There's a lot that goes into that, I suppose, and timing for sure would not be the least of those. But this conundrum of liquidity versus net worth, and what I would promote is the idea that both are great, and having both are possible and better than just having one. And that's where we get to a properly structured whole life policy with a mutual company that pays a dividend. Because simply by owning permanent whole life insurance, we increase our net worth. Net worth is simply what we own versus what we owe. And regardless of what we owe, that number is what it is for you. It is what it is for me. And what we own also contributes to that equation. So when we own a policy that provides 100, 200, a million, whatever the number happens to be of death benefit, that is a tax-free transition of wealth to our beneficiaries, to our heirs. So by simply owning a permanent whole life policy, we've increased our net worth. Now, when I say properly structured, I'm saying properly structured for the banking purpose. That means that there is a goodly portion of liquidity, and that liquidity increases over the course of time to a growing cash value in that policy. And we can leverage that cash value via a policy loan from the company for our need of finance, for the vacations that we take, for the homes that we buy, for the college that we pay for, whatever it is that we're already doing with our dollars. We can use the liquidity in our policy for our need of finance. So a properly structured whole life policy is a perfectly collateralized, appreciating asset. It provides us with both a great net worth that is tax-free, and I can't state that enough, a tax-free death benefit, plus the liquidity of accessing our capital today. So it's not the case that we have to be house rich and cash poor, but rather we can have the best of both worlds by systematically, intentionally, and purposefully increasing our net worth because we're thinking long range, we're thinking intergenerationally, and we want to be able to provide as much tax-free transfer of wealth as possible to our heirs and our beneficiaries while still maintaining eventually absolute control over the access to our capital by doing so in a known environment without interrupting the compounding of our capital over our lifetime. So house rich, cash poor, it's something that definitely takes place, and I think it's worth evaluating where that saying came from. Should it be so for us? And if you'd like to have a conversation about how to implement the infinite banking concept into your household, so that you don't have to be house rich but cash poor, then you can reach me at 828-817-4223, or you can email durhamtalents@gmail.com. This has been a great pleasure for me. I look forward to our next conversation. Have a great day. Take care. I'm just burning through these. I don't feel like I'm having a lot of bloopers, but we're getting stuff done. Let's go.